On a freezing, rainy Thanksgiving Eve in 1971, a man in a business suit jumped out of a Boeing 727 with $200,000 strapped to his waist and vanished into thin air.
Wait, he just jumped? Into a storm? No way he survived that.
That is the million-dollar question, Jordan. To this day, it remains the only unsolved case of air piracy in commercial aviation history.
So we don't even know his real name? Who is this guy?
The world knows him as D.B. Cooper, though that was actually a media mistake. On November 24th, 1971, he walked up to the Northwest Orient Airlines counter in Portland and bought a one-way ticket to Seattle using the name Dan Cooper.
Typical 70s move. I'm guessing security back then was basically non-existent.
You could literally walk onto a plane with a briefcase full of wires and no one would blink. Cooper was in his mid-40s, wore a dark suit, a black clip-on tie, and ordered a bourbon and soda while chain-smoking Raleigh cigarettes.
Sound like a Mad Men extra. When did the charm routine end?
Right after takeoff. He handed a note to a flight attendant named Florence Schaffner. She thought he was giving her his phone number and just tucked it in her pocket.
Wow, talk about a miss of the signal.
Cooper had to lean over and whisper, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." When she opened it, he showed her a glimpse of red sticks and wires inside his briefcase. His demands were ice cold: $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes.
Why 4 parachutes? Was he bringing friends?
That was actually brilliant. By asking for multiple chutes, he made the authorities think he was going to force a hostage to jump with him. It guaranteed they wouldn't give him sabotaged equipment.
Okay, he's a pro. So the plane lands, he gets the cash, and then what? He just lets everyone go?
He did. He traded the 36 passengers for the cash and the chutes in Seattle, but he kept the flight crew on board and told the pilot to head for Mexico City.
In a 727? That's a lot of fuel.
He had very specific instructions: fly at 10,000 feet, keep the landing gear down, and keep the flaps at 15 degrees. Basically, he wanted the plane flying as slow as possible without falling out of the sky.
He's setting up the jump. He's actually going to do it.
Somewhere over the rugged wilderness of southwestern Washington in the middle of a torrential rainstorm, Cooper ordered the flight attendant into the cockpit. He lowered the aft stairs at the back of the plane and stepped out into the night.
And? Did the fighter jets trailing the plane see him?
Not a thing. The storm was too thick. When the plane finally landed in Reno, Cooper was gone. All he left behind was his black tie, a mother-of-pearl tie clip, and 2 of the parachutes.
You're telling me they never found a body? Not even a shoe?
Nothing for 9 years. Then, in 1980, an 8-year-old boy digging in the sand at Tennebar along the Columbia River found 3 rotting bundles of cash. It was $5,800 of Cooper's ransom money.
That's it? $5,000 out of $200,000? That sounds less like a successful getaway and more like a guy who hit the ground too hard.
The FBI agreed. Lead agent Ralph Himmelsbach argued no one could survive a jump in loafers and a suit into a freezing wilderness. But the cooperites, the amateur sleuths, point to the fact that the rest of the money never turned up in circulation. If he died, where is the other $194,000?
It's a great story, but besides the mystery, does it actually matter today?
It changed everything about how you fly. Before Cooper, there were no metal detectors and no baggage screenings. He was the catalyst for the modern security state at airports.
So I have to take my shoes off because of a guy in a clip-on tie from 1971?
Pretty much. And if you look at a Boeing 727 today, there's a little mechanical wedge on the outside called a Cooper vane. It's a lock that makes it impossible to open the back stairs while the plane is in the air.
They literally named a plane part after him just to stop people from pulling a Cooper.
Exactly. The FBI officially gave up in 2016 after 45 years of searching. They looked at everyone from a copycat hijacker named Richard McCoy to a Special Forces veteran named Robert Rackstraw. But without DNA or a confession, the file is gathering dust.
What's the one thing to remember about D.B. Cooper?
He's the only man to hijack a plane, take the money, and vanish so completely that he became a ghost in the machine of history.
That's Wikipedia. Every story on demand. Search your next topic at wikipedia.ai.